Gods made a proclamation to the people. The gods would be holding an election among the Olympians, the winner of whom would become leader of the gods. But rules are not always as tight as they appear, and many dark forces are at work behind the scenes. Our players, average heroes in the largest city in Gracia, will face trials, tribulations, and mystery, and discover the secrets behind the political battle here in Pantheon City. Hello and welcome everybody to Bronco Tabletop's Pantheon City. Joining me here today are our wonderful players. Say hello, wonderful players.
Hello, wonderful players.
Hello, wonderful players.
Hello.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Let's go around the table just real quick and introduce everybody who's already here. Recent graduate in the field of geology, Trevor Cherry. La Liga organizer and team captain, Chris White. Game designer in training and happy to be here, Joey Rowell-Sanchez. Upcoming philosophy and psychology graduate, Clayton McNinch. And Boise State shoutcaster, you know and love him, Jarid Castiglione. Our players here are going to be adventuring in the city of Pantheon City, a mixture of your modern day meets swords and sorcery meets Greek mythology. And we are going to start right on into the adventure. We are going to start our story in a little townhouse in the Western Flats district, where a young boy is waking up in his bed as morning begins to rear its ugly head through the windows. Joey, can you introduce your character for us?
Hi, so I'm going to be playing Lucian Vandyke. He is the self-proclaimed world's greatest boy detective. He's 12 and ready to take on the world to find what he needs to find.
You pull yourself out of bed, and the room itself looks mostly unused, save for the bed you are pulling yourself out of and what looks to be a corkboard up on the wall with all sorts of pins and papers stuck into it. You've been working on chasing trails for weeks, trying to find your mom, who mysteriously went missing. You've got a lot of papers all set up, and your current case has been leading you to suggest that there may be something involving the politics here in Pantheon City.
Okay. I'm gonna look at my board and do my daily mental yoga, where I read through all of my red string connections to make sure I refresh everything.
Only the red string ones. You've still got the yellow, the blue, the green that you gotta sort through.
Yeah, it's like a rock climbing wall of different difficulties. When do I know when and where either a political meeting will be or something of that nature?
Yes, actually. You know that there is, in fact, a big political rally that's happening down in the Plaza later today.
Okay.
You're going to have to make it there, presumably on foot.
Awesome. Okay, great. So I'm just going to grab my bag, toss on my cap, put on the cloak, and just hop out the window and let's go.
Hopping out the window?
Yeah, Lucian doesn't have time for doors. He's got to find his mom.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, you hop out the window. As you do, you see out in front of the house, you see your dad's battered old car pull up in front of the place. You can see him pulling himself out. He looks exhausted, probably spent the whole night up, trench coat over one shoulder. You can see him slowly approaching the door.
Awesome. I'm just going to keep my head down, keep walking, hope he doesn't say anything. Just
So are you just going to try and walk past him on the sidewalk?
Yeah, I think we make eye contact, and Lucian's gut reaction is just, I look at him, I look him in the eyes, and just look down and keep walking and hope he doesn't say anything.
Oh, wait, son. Sorry. I'm home a little late today. Uh,
Yep.
do you want to have some breakfast? I can make some scrambled eggs or maybe some bacon.
No, I'm good. I already didn't eat actually, and I have some things I have to
Oh,
find. There's
you're a
a rally
growing
going
boy.
on.
You
Mhm.
need to have some food in your belly. Come on. Why don't we just like let me do something for you?
Oh, you do enough. You pay for the house and with your job, and I have a place to sleep. So I think that's all we need in our relationship, right? Is you're a provider
I
and I'm a
I
receiver.
I mean, I'm I'm a parent. I'm trying to take care of you. I mean, there's more to that than just money.
hmm
I'd be a
I'm
pretty
really
bad parent
happy.
if I based my entire relationship on that.
Listen, Dad, I'm really happy that once Mom disappeared, you decided to step up and try to be my dad. But it's okay. I grew up with you not really here, and so I can keep going now that you like. I don't really need you that much.
He looks kind of devastated by this. Like he knows because you've had this conversation multiple times, um, and every time it does end with your victory because he can't really go back on the fact that yeah he wasn't there for you growing up, and why would anything change now? So he kind of dejected is like okay well um, at least stay safe out there. As I know it's summer and you don't have much time before school starts up again, but don't do anything too crazy out there.
Dad, I do have one question, actually.
Sure.
Did you find out anything about Mom? Because if you do
He
want to be useful, that's the one thing you can do. Try again next time. And I pat him on the knee.
he he goes dead silent, and without saying a word, he turns and walks up to the house. He unlocks the door and closes it behind him.
All right, well, I got a rally to go to.
Detective Bruce Vandyke, everybody.
Jeez.
Lucian heads down the street, heading on his way towards the political rally. Um, we are going to follow the bright summer morning. Birds flying overhead carry us through the town. We see skyscrapers and small communities. Um, you can see shrines and strip malls in equal measure spread throughout the city. And we are going to settle ourselves down into a little flower shop by the name of Morana's Garden. On inside the flower shop is connected to a small manor of sorts, almost, um, in which is now waking up a young man. Trevor, can you introduce your character for us?
Hi, I will be playing Tristan Emras, a grave cleric working as a mortician's assistant at the Grand Pantheon Altar of Hades, and he also happens to run a local flower shop on the side.
It is a beautiful morning in Pantheon City. Tristan, you are waking up as the sun pokes its way into your window. You find yourself in your room. It's fairly nice, fairly tidy.
Well, Tristan's gonna start the day as he usually does. He's going to sit up and go over to his closet and retrieve one of his many suits, his two-piece suits. He's gonna put it on, go to the bathroom. He picks up his gloves next to the sink and then makes sure to put those on after he brushes his teeth and washes his hands. And then he heads over to the flower area. He goes to the backyard and enters the greenhouse and checks on all the flowers to see how they did overnight. It's a little cold currently.
Yeah, it is a little cold considering that it's close to the end of summer. And it is starting to get to that period where things will start getting colder. Pantheon City is relatively warm, but some of these flowers are tropical and wouldn't survive if you don't keep things warm. Everything looks to be in pretty good order so far.
I make sure to check on the lithianthus, which can be a little bit sensitive, the lady's slippers, the moonflower, which just finished closing up, and then I'm certain to water the hibiscus flower, which has a portrait of my mother next to it.
Yeah, you pour that out. Pour one out for Marana Emrys over the tree she planted here for you. Um, you remember happier times when she was still around. Um, but that's okay. You've made it on your own here for yourself. You've made a place for yourself in this community, and that's enough. It's it's enough. And thankfully, you are not alone here in the flower shop. As you hear the door open um, to the flower shop off in the distance, and you hear a call of Tristan, where are you?
I set down the watering pail and hurry up to the entrance of the flower shop to see who has come in. I think I have an idea as to who it is.
Yeah, you head into the flower shop and you see a tall, sort of spindly looking man that you recognize as your housekeeper, Bicycles. He is a tall, spindly man. He already has like a pink apron with little hearts on it wrapped around. And he's like, are you ready for a wonderful day of housekeeping and flower clipping?
Certainly Bicycles, but I do have work today. Are you going to need any extra assistance with the perennials today?
Oh, no, I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm a little nervous about the Venus flytraps, but I'm sure they won't eat me this time.
Oh no, they mostly take care of themselves. They're not interested in you. Don't worry, Bicycles. I've told you that they're not going to hurt you. I mean, just don't stick your fingers in there.
Well, how can I not? It's just so inviting. You just want to stick something like right into the little trap where it all, it's just so magical to watch them close. How often do you get to see plants move?
More often than you'd think. Anyways, is there anything else I can help you with? Otherwise, I'm gonna get going here.
Oh, here, absolutely, yeah. I know you have to get to your workplace. Here, don't forget your lunch. And he pulls out this huge, rucksack that's wrapped around what looks to be like a 4-part bento box. And he hands it over to you, and you kind of like wobble a little under the weight of it.
Bicycles, I'm not 12 anymore. How many times I have to tell you you don't have to do this for me anymore?
You're still a growing
so
boy.
hard.
I don't care if you're 24. I have to make sure that you're taken care of. I mean, look, I have to make sure someone's looking after you. It's what your mom would have wanted.
Thanks, Bicycles. All right.
Go out there and
get ready to
knock
go.
him dead. Oh, poor choice
Before
of words. I'll come up with something better in the future.
No, knock him dead's just fine. It feels right.
I thought it was a little insensitive in hindsight. Since we were
it's fine.
Since you're a mortician, and also we were talking about. Anyway, I have stuck my foot in my mouth almost as much as I've stuck my finger in those Venus flytraps. So I'm just gonna go and get to work. Have fun at work.
Thanks, Bicycles. And I head back to the bathroom and splash some water in my face. And you see that Tristan is a 24-year-old man. He has light brown skin with white hair. He has one blue eye that, for just a moment, shimmers gold. And you can see a theta symbol in the center of it, a evidence of his connection to the Greek god Thanatos. And he looks at the mirror one more time and turns away from it, scowls for a moment, and then grabs his supplies to go to work.
In the reflection of the mirror, we can see the window to the outside, where it is still a beautiful sunshiny day. We follow as overhead, our little theoretical camera looks down on Tristan as he heads off to his workspace and travels off across the city to a nearby park. where things are a little bit noisier than they are in the other locations. Jarid, can you introduce your character for us?
Oh, of course, of course. I am Larbb. I'm homeless at the moment and trying to figure that out. Gosh, all these animals in this dang park can be so noisy sometimes. But, they're the only company I really like to keep, so I'll keep doing them. Oh, what is it? What is it? You see Larbb kind of rummaging through his tattered clothes and kind of scrunching through his own hair, trying to figure out where the source of noise is as he pulls out a little bird. What seems to be the problem this morning? You're quite chatty. The Larbb kind of focuses a little bit more on what the whistles pertain to and tries to decipher that with his animal talk, with his animal speech. Talk with animals.
The animals are all kind of chanting, "Mr. Biz is here! Mr. Biz is here! Run away!"
Oh, Christ. Which way did you see him?
Off to the west entrance! Off to the west entrance!
Okay. You fly and go get the others. Tell them to flee. I'll go try to talk to Marvin, I guess. Crap, I wasn't ready for this. Do I look okay? He's got twigs and dirt and some other organic material all over his clothes and in his hair and his beard and
Yeah,
everything.
you look fantastic. Everything's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, go tell the others to hide. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay,
Kind of
hide,
storms off
everybody.
in the direction.
The birds flutter off into
Mr.
the trees, and you step forward, heading towards the west entrance, where you see the man you call Mr. Biz out here, and he is walking around with a net in his hands.
Marvin, what are you doing?
I'm removing all the pests from my park.
Your park? This belongs to the city. This is public property.
Not for long, it isn't. Didn't you hear? The city put the park up for auction.
Auction. Remind me what that means exactly.
It means a bunch of rich people throw money at something until someone owns it. The park is so decrepit and falling apart and full of pests and hobos.
Hobos?
They've decided that it's better to cut their losses and get some money back for the city. So they're having an auction.
What's the buying price?
Bidding starts at 10,000.
You caught me without my checkbook. Darn it, Marvin. I mean, you just have the worst timing.
You don't have a checkbook.
That's...
I don't think you even have a wallet.
You caught me again. 2 for 2. You want to bet for 3?
Yes. Would you like to point me in the direction of the animals so I can remove them from my park?
Yeah. Marvin, glad to help you. He puts his arm around Marvin's shoulder, leaving a little bit of extra grime on, I presume, Mr. Biz's fine clothing.
Grimaces, as you leave all kinds of muck and animal fur and just who knows what all over his nice, tidy, personally tailored suit.
Marvin, I swear, I know this is going to sound super weird, but that west entrance you came in, I could have sworn I saw a whole bunch of animals over that way.
Really?
Absolutely.
Make a deception check against his insight.
Yes.
Woo, first roll.
That is. We take what one of these? The left or the right? Sorry.
You take the left one.
That's gonna be a nat 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The first
Okay.
roll of the campaign is a
First
nat
roll.
20.
That
Yeah,
is
look
a
at roll
good
20.
sign.
Incredible.
I suppose I don't need to inform you that you have succeeded. Marv is kind of like, okay, I don't trust you. I don't like you, but you do know animals. But if I
That's true.
if I go out
Marvin.
there and I don't find any animals and I come back, I'm going to use this net on you and remove you from my park.
Shake on it. He spits in his hand, extends his hand forward.
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a handkerchief and uses that to shake your hand.
Pleasure doing business with you, Marvin. Ta-ta.
Yeah, Marvin takes his net and heads off to the west, and some of the animals start popping their heads out. Squirrel crawls up on your shoulder and is like, Marvin, Marvin's going to be real angry if he gets back.
Oh, don't worry about that, little friend. And Larbb starts whistling, which sounds like whistling to Marvin, but he's actually communicating to all the birds in the area to just poop on him as he's kind of being forced out of the park.
Make an animal handling check.
Okay. Animal handling. That is a 9.
You don't manage to convince them to mass defecate, but you do manage to convince them to swarm off towards the west. And Marvin looks up in the sky, watching the birds fly off. He's like, "Oh, there they go!" Starts running off with his net, still splattered in places with grime as he chases after these birds.
Cool.
Yeah, so the park is starting to quiet down. It is a beautiful morning here. You can see a lot of people actually headed off to the east, towards the city center.
What's going around over here?
Just gonna just ask a random person, or maybe your animals. Or...
Animals, person, anyone within earshot.
Yeah, there's a robin who lands on the shoulder opposite the squirrel, and is like, "There's a big shiny man. They say he's gonna talk. Lots of people come here and talk."
Shiny usually means money, and I'm now apparently in desperate need of it to save everyone here. Let's see what the big shiny man has to say.
Yeah, I'll fly on ahead.
I'll follow the bird.
All right. The robin will fly off into the sky, and it soars overhead towards the center of the city. As we follow this bird's flight, we can see over its shoulder a university, the Grand Pantheon University, filled with all sorts of dormitories, classrooms, and a little office, which our camera follows inside, where we find a professor asleep at her desk. Grace, can you introduce your character for us?
Yeah. She is, her name for Liz Lavigne. She is a half-elf. You see kind of a black pixie cut, shoveled. Her glasses are to the side for one point. She's kind of asleep on some newspapers, having just been up so late that she overslept. She sort of eventually kind of comes to a start, and it's like, oh God. She looks, seeing the thing, what have I missed?
The door opens up, and in walks your ex-girlfriend and current best friend, Destiny Cazadora, a harpy, and under one hand uh, she's got a couple of coffee drinks in a drink carrier, and underneath her other she's got a newspaper. I heard you. I heard you needed some coffee. You were up pretty late last night.
Um, yes, sorry. Yes, I do need some coffee. God, it's migraine. And she she sort of looks up and looks down, puts on her glasses. I assume you remember the usual.
Yes, yes, I've got your usual right here. And she sets the mug down in front of you, just how you like it.
Uh, this thing, it's very. It's been a long morning that just started.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's been a long morning. I'd say it's pretty early morning, and you had a very late night. I mean, I understand that you're trying to hunt these people down, but you're hurting yourself. You need to take some time to relax, to calm down, to maybe give yourself a little R&R. Maybe do something with your time other than hunting gangs.
Destiny, destiny, destiny. This is why we are friends, not ours.
I'm just
Some of
saying, like,
us have priorities.
this isn't priorities. This is obsessions. You need to spend more time on yourself and on the people around
It
you. You can't. This is why we broke up. You see, because of this obsession. Because you're so busy being focused on uh, on this insane quest to, like, can't you take a little time to relax and you know read the paper? And she gestures to the paper, and on it, you see an article talking about Rex Aurium's political rally coming to the town today. On it, you see an image depicting a smiling man with bright blonde hair.
Do I know this man?
I I would say yes, he's a pretty big name. Rex Aurium, he is a CEO, the owner and leader of Aurum Industries, which is behind the magical items industry here in Pantheon City, and indeed across all of Grecia. It's an absolute powerhouse, and it provides us with most of the magical accessories that we use to live our lives. So things like things like running water and ovens, refrigerators, things of that nature. He is
Yeah.
a pretty big name in the business world, and has recently been moving into the political world.
Okay, so not the guy I'm thinking of. That's, yeah. She looks up the newspaper, throws it to the side, and says, "What political shenanigans are occurring at this point? Destiny, you know I care not for politics, only for justice, and politics and justice rarely go hand in hand."
I mean, you have a point sometimes, I must admit, but I don't know. Maybe it's at least a good excuse to get out into the city, see the world. I don't know. Didn't that gang of yours do a lot of stuff with politics and things like of that nature? Like, take a chance to get out, girl. There's a whole world out there. You can't just cram yourself in this office.
Watch me fine, I suppose. I suppose I do need some semblance of the outdoor air. It does get quite musky around all of these books. Also, I probably should make sure our dear child hasn't killed himself already.
I haven't seen little Vandyke anywhere recently, but I'm sure he's fine. What's the worst that could possibly happen? Okay, don't actually answer that
Destiny.
because I know how your mind works. I know about that paranoia. That is going to be a very long spiral that we do not have time for. You, come on. We're going to shoo you out of the door. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
She sort of grabs out bag and sort of just looks up to the sky and says, Athena, please save me from whatever torturous event this crap is. So as I exit, do I notice anyone in particular?
You exit the building, and it seems to be your usual grouping of students and professors wandering the halls of the buildings. Destiny follows along with you for a little ways before she breaks off. She's got a class to teach today. Yeah, you walk through the hallowed halls of Pantheon University.
Very well. Yes. She sort of just starts walking out, trying to go investigate the event, thinking such great power, there may be an opportunity to find keys to the circle.
It's definitely possible. Our camera follows you as you walk out of the gates of Pantheon University, heading deeper into town. Heading deeper into the town, we find ourselves in Orc-town, which is a little community where many of the half-orcs have set up a culture of community living. And we find ourselves inside one of the houses where someone who is very decidedly not a half-orc is sleeping. A black cat crawls on top of his face, curls up and relaxes. So, Chris, can you introduce your character?
Yeah. My name is Erwin Trumask. I am a divination wizard. And he is a well, you'll see what he is, but he is one of the luckiest persons you will ever meet in this campaign. That's for sure.
You can say that again. So you are hanging out in bed in the morning as the black cat in your room curls up on top of your face.
He's gonna kind of like slowly wake up, and he's like, "Oh, I can't breathe," and he's gonna like jerk up as I'm assuming the black cat gets flung somewhere.
Flung across the room, lands in the garbage pail over there.
Gazu, please, can you find a different way to wake me up?
Look, you didn't wake up when I tried prodding you. You didn't wake up when I tried stabbing you. You didn't even wake up when I tried bringing food in here. Speaking of which, your Chinese food is a little used, he says, covered in the drippings of it that were left in the garbage can. If I had a better way of waking you up, believe me, I would. I don't like getting flung across the room every morning, but this is what works, so...
Okay, we're definitely gonna need like an alarm clock or something.
Didn't you order one on Didn't you order one on the internet or something?
Did I? I don't remember.
I don't know. It's hard to tell
I'm
what
pretty
with the
sure
constant deluge of computer supplies and anime figurines and.
Whoa! Hey! These are special, okay? These are special, okay?
I mean, yeah, like they're collectibles. They're objectively like we want to keep those around. Very valuable. You know, they might be worth some money someday.
Anyways, what time is it?
It's about a hair past a hair, he says, looking down at his furry cat hands.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna open up my my hearth phone and look at the time.
It appears to be about 9:45, and you vaguely remember that your tournament started at 10.
Oh shoot! And he's gonna jump out of bed. He's gonna like quickly throw some like get clothes, get his trench coat on with his little Bronco icon on, and he's like, "Come on, Gazu, we gotta go."
Yeah,
As I
Gazu,
pick
Gazu,
like he jumps on my shoulder.
Yeah, he jumps off the ground onto your shoulder. This is a classic maneuver you guys have been doing for years. It's not that high. I mean, you're a forest gnome. You're not exactly towering over your brother, cursed though he may be. You rush out of your room, down the stairs. You see your dad downstairs, you know, making breakfast, and he is like, "Oh, hey there, sport. Glad you're awake. Made you a breakfast. Got you some French toast and a little. Got you some sausage here and very nice. This is a poor man's champagne. It's orange juice mixed with that lemon lime drink."
Uh, Thanks, Urag. I gotta eat real quick, and so he's gonna grab like 2 French toasts and like a sausage link. He's gonna like shove it down his throat, and he's gonna like take a swig of that orange juice with the lime, and he'll be like, thanks, Dad. I gotta go."
Sure was lucky. It just finished up right at the right time, huh? Didn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of how it works sometimes. Good timing, you know.
Yeah, lucky, says
Sometimes it's
Gasu,
luck.
who is
Yeah.
covered in some of the leftover poor man's champagne splashed all over him.
Sorry about that, Gazu.
It's okay. I'll lick it off later. Don't you have somewhere to be?
Oh yeah, that's right. And he's like runs out the door.
Yeah, you burst out the door in a burst of speed that would make Hermes proud. On your way to the Pantheon City Esports Arena, you can see off in the distance folks are starting to gather, but nobody moves quite as fast as a chosen of Hermes. And there just so happens to be one making a beeline for the city center themselves. Clayton, can you introduce your character for us?
Hi, everybody. I'm Andromeda. I'm Andy. I go by they, them. And I am a messenger. Mostly, I bring people stuff around the city. But right now, I need to get downtown. I have some business, and I am running late, as always. I always have extra stuff to do along the way, so you know, it's just, you know, it's like. You just have to build your business, you know? It's all about small jobs. All about taking on small jobs. A bunch of small jobs.
And a lot of small jobs is what you've been doing. Your current errand is that you have what looks to be a couple of cups of coffee. One of them very simple, and one of them like very complex, overly sugary, all kinds of stuff mixed in there. As you head up to the central plaza, you can already see that large groups of people are starting to crowd in around the stage that's been erected here in the plaza. You can see your target not too far away, standing quite close to the stage, a sort of droopy-looking elven man.
I run up. Hi, Saren. Here you are. Here's your coffee. Anything else I can help you out with this morning?
Saren reaches down and grabs his coffee. This is Saren Elran. He is a very overworked half-elf secretary. who works directly under Rex Aurum. He spends a lot of time managing all of this stuff, and he is always exhausted. He takes a sip of the coffee. He's like, "Thank you. I needed that."
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, sure, everything's going fine. Just setting up the political rally and managing the numbers and
Okay, good, because I do have a couple books to drop off at the bookstore and
Oh,
then some flowers to deliver,
oh,
and then
you've got I don't suppose I can convince you to stick around a little longer for the show.
I mean, is there any coin in it for me?
You see him like reach into his pocket, bumps into his pocket watch and pulls out a calculator, runs a few numbers on it. I suppose we can afford to pay you, about how's this? And he holds out his calculator, and there's an okay sum of money on it.
I just nod, and then I find like the nearest. What's this whole area look like? Yeah, let's take a look at this arena.
Yeah, this whole area, this plaza, is a big open space. There's a large round fountain in the center, depicting Zeus. There's a couple of tubes into the fountain itself that actually help merfolk from different areas come further into the city. You can see that large crowds have filled the area. There's a couple of places with like bushes and flowers, just to make the place look nice. And of course, there's this big open stage set it out. You can see a lot of sort of these rope barriers have been hung up to keep people away from the stage and to like make sure that they're not, rushing the area. There's also nearby a large van with the face of Rex Aurum plastered onto the side of it.
Awesome. I go up and I stand right next to the face of Rex. Like I put myself against the face of Rex Aurum on the van.
Yeah, you head over there. You settle yourself like right up against the face of the guy who's paying you. Settle yourself in to watch the fireworks. It's at this point that our other heroes start to arrive. First and foremost, Larbb, you see this massive crowd of people all gathered in front of this stage.
Sickens me. I'm about to be sick. So many people here. Tiptoe.
You start squeezing your way through the crowd. It feels awful to you, like horribly claustrophobic, but it feels worse to the people that you're brushing up against. And
I was about to say, does my smell just repel people away from me?
Yeah, people want to move away from you, but there's a lot of folks here. It's pretty tightly packed, so you're in a bit of a they're trying to push away from you, giving you as much space as you can, but you're still getting some gunk on folks as you pass. You can see a man with bluish gray skin up on the stage. You see looks like a satyr standing in front of the van with a big shiny face on it.
We're still being led by the bird, or is it kind of gone back to
The bird's it's kind of like, it got what it got you to the location. It's like, okay, I'm good. Too many people. Unless they call me back if they have breadcrumbs or something.
Because the van seems to be a place that doesn't have a lot of people in its immediate vicinity, I'm gonna head over there, kind of out of the crowd as well.
Yeah, sure. You head on over to the van. People will kind of do their best to try and like give you some space. You see a couple holding their noses as you pass and make your way over to the van.
Do you know what's going on over here? The motion towards the satyr.
Yeah, no idea. So sorry. I'm just being paid to sort of sit here for a minute. Best gig I ever
Oh,
had. Yeah.
you where do I sign up for that? That sounds wonderful.
I don't know. You can go talk to that guy down there. And I point to Saren and I say, but he's super busy, so I doubt you'll be able to get an appointment with him. He works for Rex, Aurum, the guy here. He's supposed to be giving some speech or something. I don't know.
Okay. Does Larbb know who Rex is?
Larbb of all people might not know. I'm going to say make
Yeah.
me a history check.
Okay. That was a 16.
16. I'm going to say that, yeah, you've heard of this guy. Like, he's some super rich business magnate. Spends a lot of money, makes a lot of money.
Okay. I think I can stay around here. Do you mind if I sit here?
You're muted.
Oh no, you're fine. Do you want a biscuit? I've got an extra here for you if you want.
Yeah. If you would, I'll trade you.
Yeah. Oh no,
and
just
Larbb
to have it if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. My name is Larbb, with 2 B's.
Nice to meet you. I'm Andy.
And Larbb kind of tucks the biscuit into his beard and his hair to see if there's any critters that want to take some nibbles of it.
Yeah,
If not, we're gonna store for later.
A small mouse like pops out and takes a few nibbles, pulls it inside the beard, so you'll have that available for later.
Oh, got yourself a friend there.
Yeah, they're as noisy as these lot, so I tend to keep as much company with these animals as possible.
I feel it. I quite like animals, but I think I'm a bit biased, and I look down at my hooves.
That's why I knew I liked you from the start. Well, if you're getting money to sit around, I may just see if I can make some too.
Yeah, sit around to get money.
This is actually,
You never know.
Larbb starts looking around, trying to like piece together some quick half-brain scheme. I wonder if there's a lot of people in the crowd.
As Larbb begins puzzling on his latest devious scheme to get rich quick, it is at this point that Dr. Juniper Lavigne walks in and sees approaching the park a certain young man who she has been keeping an eye out for, moving towards the political rally.
Yeah. This is the one I'm thinking of, isn't it? Yeah. Seeing this, she sort of just stands there, sort of surveying the area. What do I notice any like hidden egresses or people or places where I could pretty easily hide in the given area?
Why don't you make me a perception check?
Is it okay if I just use dice?
Yeah.
Or do you prefer roll 20? Okay.
Yeah. Dice, roll 20. Whatever makes you happy.
Okay, cool. Let's see here. Oh, that is a 19 plus 3. So that would be a 22.
All right. With a 22, you could dive yourself into the fountain. It's a little bit wet, so maybe not necessarily the best option. There are some bushes that are a bit small, but if you squeeze yourself into them, you might be able to hide. Um, there's a great big van with Rex Orium's face plastered over it. You could probably hide behind that. If you could get behind it, you might be able to hide up on the stage. And of course, you could always try to conceal yourself within the massive bodies that have arrived to be at this
Yeah.
political rally.
Yeah, so not quite entirely comfortable with a massive bodies, but realizing that this is probably her best option. She's going to go ahead and sort of dive into the crowd, situating herself, and then her dear black cat that's been sitting in her bag. She's going to sort of decisively lose vision and hearing, transferring it to the cat and sort of instructing it to go survey the area.
So you're gonna hide yourself among the people and
Yes. And send my
Yeah.
familiar out. Survey.
Sure. Make me a stealth check.
Awesome. Ooh, that is let's see here. It's an that is an 11 plus 4. That would be a 15 for stealth.
15. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Lucian, can you remind us what your passive perception is?
My passive perception is in fact 20. So
Observe.
this is the most
Oh my.
perceptive boy you will ever meet.
So you try very unsuccessfully to hide among the people. Like normally this would be a great role. You would have blended right in. But Lucian has an eye for detail, and he's keeping out watch for what's going on in this scene. He immediately spots you. His mom's friend just hanging out in the crowd, sees you trying to set up a link with your familiar, presumably to like spy on him or something.
Noticing that, I'm going to kind of casually walk up to Juniper and say, I didn't know that you were in politics, Juniper. I thought you hated them.
Have I already made the link with my familiar?
Yeah, you went and you made the link with your familiar. You can't see or hear him. You are currently in the perception of this your little black cat familiar who is wandering through the crowd.
Juniper?
Yeah, so Juniper would do absolutely. What does my cat see though?
Your cat sees a lot of legs. It actually looks up in surprise, seeing another black cat riding the shoulders of a young man who is frantically trying to make his way to the arena beyond.
Pardon me, excuse me. Pardon me, excuse me. Pardon me, excuse me. Pardon me, excuse me. Hey, there's another black cat. Gazu, you know her?
Yeah.
You know this cat?
The cat
I
will look
don't,
up just.
but I might like to know her.
Can I? What's your name, cat?
That's right. You can speak with small beasts, so you can actually understand.
I can speak with small beasts.
Yeah.
So I can understand.
So. The small beast would say, my name is Nightingale, but at the moment I'm busy being someone else. Can we trust you?
I mean, I'm a cat.
Yeah, you can trust
You're
me.
a cat. I think we can get along perfectly fine.
Gazu,
Perfect.
please calm down.
Look, I'm just saying.
Okay, I get it. You're a black cat. She's a black cat. Okay,
I
we
mean,
got
how
it.
often are you gonna
It's a
find
she.
another
And
magical black cat?
she, yeah, no, and seeing this, the cat sort of turns, looks at the black cat, sort of flicks with the tail, and beckons him to follow back over to where Juniper is.
Well,
Oh
I don't know
man,
about you, but I am gonna go see what's up. And Gazu hops off your shoulder and starts wandering through the crowd. Every so often you hear an oof, ah, as he gets like kicked or trampled by people just, trying to find space here.
Arena, Gazu, Arena, Gazu, Arena, Gazu. You know what? I'm just gonna stick with my gun. I'm gonna follow Gazu.
Yeah, you follow Gazu through the crowd, and it's almost as if the crowd like magically parts in just the right places for you as you step through, following your cursed brother, where you find an older woman who appears to have her eyes closed, standing next to a young boy dressed in what looks like a fancy detective's outfit.
And as
Hello there.
the cat wanders back, sees Lucian, she's gonna go, "Oh crap," and sort of give the familiar back its autonomy and look over, pull Lucian to the side and say, "Shh."
Now you're back? Now? It's been like 30 seconds. You had your... Were you using your familiar link in a crowd?
Some of us don't like crowds, Lucian.
I mean, that's fair, so why walk into one? Like, I can't swim very well, but I don't jump into pools. If you don't like crowds,
Hey,
don't walk into
so
one.
now that Nightingale here isn't an elf, do you think she's available?
You have two familiars? What?
Yeah, the two of you, all you hear is meow.
Oh,
No,
we do
no.
not hear the cat?
No,
Okay.
No.
you can't understand Gazu.
Gazu, it's a 50-50 chance at this point, man. I think you should maybe just go for it. Maybe just ask her out on a date, man. Just go for it.
I don't. I mean, I don't know about my 50-50 chances. I mean, I guess this could
Sorry,
be.
let's go 20. Let's go 1 in 99. How about that?
I
Sound
think
better?
that's a lot worse. I mean, you know my odds. You know how things usually go.
Does Juniper
Oh, sorry.
see the guy following Gazu?
Yeah, this forest gnome with like a esports jersey and a jacket on is just talking with his cat, and the cat appears to be meowing back.
She sort of looks over
Oh,
and
sorry. Hi, I'm Erwin, by the way.
says, "Haley?
No, Erwin.
Erling. Sorry, the crowd is just yeah. I am Dr. Levine. Do you seem practiced in the arts? Do we know each other?"
Not that I know of. I don't know you. At least, I don't think I do. I don't know. Can I do a history check or something like that?
Yeah, sure. You can make a history check.
Alright, let's see. History. Ooh, you got a +5. Alright, first roll of D&D, please be good. Alright, that's a 17.
Hey, the luck is already holding strong. So I'm going to say that yes, you do know of her, particularly because she is an expert in the field of not just mathematics but also arcane coding.
Oh, Dr. Juniper. Yo, you code? Yo, I play video games. And you code those. So like, I'm a huge fan.
Do I code video games?
No, you do not coach video games for a living.
Oh, did I get
looks
that wrong?
and
I do apologize.
Well, anyways, Erwin, I suggest you do keep your voice down. Let's not draw attention to ourselves. Perhaps you can babysit little Lucian here.
Excuse me. I'm here. I can hear you. I walked here alone. I don't need your babysitting.
He's also taller than me, so
I mean, size doesn't matter. How old are you?
24.
I'm
As
12.
he looks up.
So I look down.
Yeah, you see
Joan.
the difference.
Is the
People
rally
think
happening?
people think you're older.
Is the rally happening at the arena, or are they two different locations?
They're two different locations. The arena is a little ways off in the distance. It's actually closer to the university. But he has to pass through this area in order to get to the arena.
Besides Juniper.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Besides Juniper, I have some business I need to take care of, and well, this man looks rather busy with his games.
Very well, Lucian. Just remember the talk we had. Be safe.
Oh, I'll be safe, and I'll use your knife if push comes to shove. Don't worry. Lucian's gonna try to.
Wait a minute.
The crowd.
She gave a small child a knife? That doesn't sound safe.
I have 3 knives now,
Gazu?
actually, as a matter of fact.
You didn't
hey,
hear
Gazu?
anything. You just
Oh
heard
god,
it
you're right.
now.
I didn't hear that. Yep.
Gazu, I'm gonna be honest. These two seem kind of weird. I think we better begin to the arena. Can I check my phone again to see what the time is?
Yeah. You look down at your phone and it's like 11:55. Or no, it's like 9:55.
Okay, Gazu, we gotta go! And I'm like gonna run, and somehow I'm gonna like dodge like everyone, like not gonna bump into anyone.
Yeah, you start running off, and you realize after a moment that Gazu is following you. He kind of sidles up to the other magical cat. It's like, hey, if I were to rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together. What do you say?
Oh gosh, he's gonna like try to skid himself, and he's gonna like have to like run back to stop Gazu.
How does Nightingale react to this attention?
Nightingale is a very asexual cat. So Nightingale will be after that sort of scratch and then seeing Juniper would lift up her cat and say and sort of pet Nightingale. Do I need to roll an attack for my cat?
I think you actually do. Yeah. Make an attack roll against first attack of the game. Make an attack roll against Gazu.
This is cat on cat violence.
This is not good, guys. This is not good.
So that is I'm rolling with the cat stats, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that is an 18. Would that be dex or strength?
If it's a natural
strength.
18, it's probably gonna hit.
18 hits.
Yeah, it's a
gonna
natural 18.
It's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Isn't it something like 1d4 minus 2 or something for damage?
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh god.
I just see this happening and I can't do anything.
let's see here.
1 slashing damage.
It's too bad you can't cast shield on your familiar.
I don't know. Right now, I'm remembering that cats in D&D version 5 can like one-shot a level 1 NPC.
Let's see here.
Can they?
It's like
No.
multi-attack. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can.
Looking at the 5e cat stat, it's 1d1 slashing damage. So
1d1 slashing damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You gotta roll
that's
for
usually
it.
what is.
Okay. Woo.
Gotta roll a d1.
Maybe cat
It's just
stats
a ball.
are different for me.
I don't have a d1. How do I roll that?
Look at that. You got a 1.
Whoa.
Yeah, Gazu gets scratched across the face, and you're kind of scrunches up and puts his paws over his face. Okay, I get it.
Gazu, come on, man.
Try someone else.
Oh.
Sorry, Doc.
I'm just gonna pick him up, put him on my shoulder, and I'm just gonna start running again.
Yeah.
Juniper is going to follow him.
You all start running, and you find that your path is somewhat blocked by the ropes being set up, and the people around are making it difficult to maneuver. You can also see a young man approaching the rally, heading towards the Grand Pantheon, which lays beyond, with white hair and what looks to be a rather large bag.
I see the huge crowd in front of me, and I check my what is it called? My cell phone I have. I check my this universe's version of a cell phone, and check the time.
It's a hearth phone.
Your Hearthstone.
Hearth phone.
Your hearth
Thank
phone.
you.
It's a hearth phone.
Yeah, so I check my hearth phone, see how much time I have to get back to work.
Yeah, you pull up your hearth phone, flick your switch, and you see you've still got a little time. Like, you don't work until 10:30. You're gonna be perfectly fine.
I like to be early, but of course, another day, another politician in the central square here. This is a pretty common occurrence. I've lived here for 12 years now, so I'll just kind of make my way around the outskirts, trying to avoid really interacting with anyone if I can help it.
Yeah, you can see a bit of a squabble within the crowd as a couple of cat owners. Their cats are not getting along very well with each other. As you continue to sidle along the outside, you kind of make your way over towards this big van where a sort of dirty, greasy-looking dwarf is having a conversation, kind of musing to himself, next to a satyr who's got a bag around them and a sort of glaive-looking weapon strapped to their back.
And they're next to the truck that has the face of the politician on it.
Yes.
Can I roll to see if I know who this politician is?
You would probably know. I'm not sure this is even a role for you. This is Rex Aurum, big money maker, all the things that I said before.
Okay. Oh boy, Rex Aurum. All right.
With my involvement with Solomon also involve Tristan to some extent as well?
Say that again?
With my involvement with Solomon, in one of the priests of Hades also involve Tristan as well. Has Tristan ever seen me before?
Yes, actually, Tristan has seen you before. You would recognize him more than he would recognize you. To you, he's like one of the guys who takes care of funeral arrangements and stuff. And you've been there a few times for the sake of animals. Tristan, on the other hand, would probably not recognize you. You're just one more face in the crowd, a bum who lives in the park that he walks through on occasion.
I'll just kind of walk past the pair next to the truck on my way to work. It's always good to be there early.
Tristan!
I look around for who said that, and I guess my eyes land on him.
Don't look at
Tristan.
me.
No. This
yes?
guy, his name's Tristan. Tristan, are you,
Hi.
It's me, Larbb. You know me.
Larbb. Okay, yeah, Solomon's talked about a Larbb. Can I help you? I'm on my way to work.
Oh, no, are you here for whatever the hell's going on back here?
Oh, absolutely not. I really could care less about the politics of this city.
Oh. Okay.
Are you here for that?
Yeah, I mean, the times are getting pretty hard. The park, I just recently found out, is going up for auction. So maybe this entrepreneur can help me procure some funds to save it.
The park is going for auction. That's news to me. Are they going to destroy it, or is they going to leave it as is? Do you know?
If I know anything about who's interested, it's not going to be pretty. You're a fan of flowers. You always smell so sometimes sickly sweet. It's gonna tear all of that up. It's gonna be a real shame.
I don't know what he's talking about. You smell nice. You smell fine.
Thanks. And who are you?
Oh, I'm Andy. Pleasure.
Andy.
Reach out my.
I'll kind of shuffle my stuff over to my left hand, and I'll reach out my gloved hand to shake. Tristan, well met. You look like one of the messenger boys that I see run around here.
Yep, messenger, gopher, whatever you want to call it. I'll do it for you for money. Yeah, I mean, I run around and get stuff. That's my job. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you're ever looking to run some flowers around here, and I pull out my back pocket a metal sleeve and I open it up, and inside are a bunch of business cards, and I take one out. It makes a sound effect as I pull it out and I hand it to you. If you never need to run some flowers or something, look for some extra work, we can get some orders sometimes that I'm a little bit too busy to take care of.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'll be in contact.
Right. Larbb,
You're looking for work. I'm pretty good with flowers.
though you are.
Not so much people. Flowers, on the other hand, yeah. He puts out his hand, and you see vines start to curl around his wrist and make a nice little flower ring that he hands off to Tristan.
Wasn't that something?
Oh, that's nice.
And I take it and examine it. What kind of flower is this? I don't think I've seen this variety in this part of town.
I don't know. It's pretty though, isn't it?
Could be chance that you created your own variety. This is interesting. I'll have to study it later. And I take the flower and put it in my pack. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Again, I mean,
right.
if you're looking for work, I'm pretty good with plants. People, not so much, but plants and animals are kind of my thing.
That's really good, That's a really good trick.
Right. Well, I think we're pretty much all staffed up at the moment, but I'll certainly reach out to you if I have any need. Where can I find you?
All right. Just if you find a squirrel or a bird, just tell them to send message to me. They'll find their way.
So if I just find some random finch, and I just talk to it like a crazy person, it'll find you.
Yeah, just say, hey,
Understands
send a
me?
message to Larbb that we're looking for work. Yep, exactly like that.
Okay.
Birds are a lot smarter than people give them credit for.
Right. Okay. I'll try that. I'll look forward to working with you, Mr. Larbb.
Two B's, Larbb.
Larbb. All right.
Yeah, Larbb.
Right. That was a good 5 minutes. I am going to continue on to work. It was nice meeting you, gentlemen, and especially you, Andy. I'll certainly be
Oh yeah,
looking forward to your call.
absolutely. Wouldn't want to make you late.
As you wrap up your conversation, the door to the van next to you opens up and the crowd cheers. All of you hear this as a man steps out of the van. The man whose face is on the van. This is Rex Aurum. He is the corporate CEO and aspiring politician. Incredibly, vastly rich man. You can see like the chiseled jawline of his chin, bright golden hair, like deep blue eyes, dressed in a dark brown suit, walking up on the stage. The people are cheering as he steps up. He waves, smiling. Rex Aurum, everybody, and as he steps up, he holds up one hand, and just to get everyone to quiet down. Everyone sort of hushes. People of Pantheon City, you may be aware of my candidacy for leader of the gods. And all the people are like, yeah, they start cheering him on. Hold up another hand as the people go quiet once more. You see, the gods may have left a little accidental loophole in their announcement. There's no rule against mortals running for leader. Now, one thing I should stress about the gods is how many terrible decisions that they've made upon our behalf. Think about all of the people who have been cursed, who have suffered in the name of the gods. Someone ought to do something. Someone ought to take control. And that someone is Rex Aurum. And he smiles, and you could swear that the sun hits his teeth just right to glisten off the side. Those of you near the van can see Saren sort of give a ever-suffering sigh and a roll of his eyes as he watches his boss wax political once more. And as he is doing that, you all actually, I want perception checks from the three of you near the van.
Certainly. That's a 27.
That's a 2 from Andy.
23 for Larbb.
Okay. Andy, you're just, watching this political rally. There's like glistening light coming off of this guy. He's so charismatic that you're completely, wrapped up in all the things he's saying. At the very least, very distracted at the moment. Tristan and Larbb, on the other hand, the two of you look over and you see a nearby building that was recently shut down. A restaurant that went out of business when someone didn't quite cook their fish all the way through and caused a bit of a problem. You see shapes moving in the back of the restaurant.
Tristan, am I seeing things? Did you see that?
Yeah, no, I see that over there across in that vacated building. It's been empty for some time now. That's not natural.
It's
I'll take your
difficult
word
to
for
see.
it.
It's difficult to see through the windows that have been sort of boarded up and covered in cardboard and paper, with a for sale sign and, business foreclosed everywhere. But you could swear you see bodies moving on the other side. As the rest of you are all trapped within this political rally, Rex Aurum goes to make his next statement, and then suddenly there's a crashing of glass as a fist breaks through the restaurant. and the door collapses, revealing a group of skeletons walking out onto the rally area. People start screaming, and they're followed by what appears to be the skeleton of all things, a Minotaur, walking up, following after them, marching towards the stage. Rex Aurum sort of like, well, now I'm sure everything is all right. Maybe this is just a political stunt or something. Security. I would like everybody here to roll initiative.
Tristan looks at his wristwatch. Yeah, I got time.
Is there any way that so sorry, go ahead.
Aaron's gonna look at his phone. He's gonna be like, I don't have time for this. I shouldn't have rolled.
Is there any way that Andy could cast Armor of Agathis as these skeletons burst through?
I'm going to say that no, you didn't have an opportunity. You weren't aware of them until you were startled by them breaking through the glass.
Sounds good.
All right.
I was apparently busy chasing down a cat.
Yeah, those of you in the
That's a
crowd were
solid
surrounded
6.
by too much noise and stuff. Yeah, that's a 6. Okay. In that case, we are going to wrap things up for tonight. But we will come back next week, so catch us again next Tuesday for another episode of Pantheon City.